if he needs to build up an retirement corpus of 5 crore rupees, which is liability free, I'm mentioning this word, which is liability free, it becomes a very aggressive target, Surbhi. Now what you need to do is, you need to invest this 1.6 to 1.8 lakhs per month for next 12 years with an annual returns or investment where you can get annual returns of 10 to 12%. Most of the people make this blunder of calculating net worth, which is liability free, which can give them a specific spend power. What it means that you need then to scale professional heights and work at vantage position for long enough to draw such levels of average annual salaries. Surbhi, that's the reason, you remember when we were discussing about my life philosophies, I used to always say, making money is an art, growing it is a skill which has been mastered by only few. And all those individuals who then cannot succeed in life then conveniently say that monetary success is a relative phenomenon. Surbhi, I completely believe that you will understand the importance of money only when you are in dire needs of the same. Surbhi, as I always say, nobody can and will put money in your pocket. The importance of having money can be only judged when you are in dire needs of it and you don't have that kind of amount of money. I have gone through such shocking and painful experiences in my real life, and I'm sure many of you must have experienced the same as well. Surbhi, I used to do this exercise during Managers Development Program, and the listeners used to be shocked with the reality check which they used to get out of it. I used to ask any 2 or 3 individuals from the audience to give a call to their best friend or close relatives saying that there is an emergency, a medical exigency, and they require somewhere around 7 lakh rupees with the assurance that it would be returned in next 2 months. You will be surprised, they were shocked with the kind of responses which they got from their friend and from their relatives. Few of the responses they used to get were, I wish I had that kind of money. You are asking a wrong person. I had that amount, my friend, till 2 days back. You are late. I had just given it to someone in need. I do not have, there's one more response which was been there during this MDPs. I do not have that amount. Let me ask someone else and please give me a call tomorrow. When the call was made the next day, either it was not been picked up or it was saying that the mobile has been switched off. Few who didn't do the exercise did say, maybe the response would be different if we go in person and ask for money. I said, only way you can get rid of this illusion is by creating a new one. Why don't you go back, meet these individuals in person and ask for money?
So and that
is what I'm saying. And I asked them that revert back to me after 2 or 3 days. Now, Surbhi, it's been years together that I'm yet to receive a phone call from these individuals. And don't be surprised that if you do this reality check for yourself, you may encounter more horrifying responses than these ones. So don't be under the wrong impression that money making through right way is an easy option, Surbhi.
Oscar Wilde quoted, "When I was young, I thought that money was the most important thing in life. Now that I am old, I know that it is."
Oh, that's true, Surbhi.
I am now very excited to understand the definition of monetary success. So, sir, please tell us what is really the definition of monetary success.
Surbhi, the definition of monetary success, I feel completely is based on your household wealth net worth. According to Hurun India Wealth Report, Hurun is a body which internationally, for each of the countries, they collate the information about the net worth of specific families. Now, we are talking here about the net worth report which was published in the year 2020. There are in all 8 wealth categories which are based on household net worth in India. Household total net worth represents the total value of assets, whether it is financial as well as non-financial assets, minus the total value of outstanding liabilities of households. If we dive into the first category of the Hurun report, it says the first category is about billionaires who have a net worth of rupees 7,400 crores. But this rupee conversion is as per the average dollar rate in 2020, where 1 USD was equivalent to 74 and above. Surbhi, it's only 100 household families in India were being shown to have this kind of net worth, which is coming into the category of billionaire, the first category of Hurun, which net worth is equivalent to 7,400 crores. If we look into the second category of Hurun, it is called as rich listers, who have a wealth of or net worth of 1,000 crores. Surbhi, take a guess, how many families would be there?
500?
There are obviously a bit more than that. India has such 3,000 household families who have a net worth which is equivalent to 1,000 crores. If we look at the third category, which is about international ultra high net worth individual, or what they call as UHNI, the net worth of these families is 100 crores, and Surbhi, you will be shocked. There are only 23,000 families who have a net worth which is equivalent to 100 crores in India. If we actually look into the fourth category, which is ultra high net worth category, then here we talk about families which are having a net worth of 10 crores. And you will be surprised, there are in India, as per 2020 report, only 2,94,000 families. So the guess of what we make, that there are a huge amount of people who have a net worth of 10 crores, is actually busted by these kind of reports, which are wealth reports. Let us immediately get into the fifth category, which talks that there are 4,12,000 families which are called as affluent household families. In this, the net worth, Surbhi, as per 2020 report, for these kind of families, this 4,12,000 families, is 7.4 crores. And how many families in India? It is only 4,12,000 families. If you look into the sixth category, which was a newly added class by Hurun in the year 2020, it was called as new middle class with an average savings of 20 lakh per annum. India has only cumulatively in 2020, the number of families were only 6,33,000 households. So if we take a look at the seventh category as per the Hurun report of 2020, the Indian middle class family, which is categorized as the earnings of over 2.5 lakh per annum, the estimated number of households or families is to a tune of 5 crore 64 lakhs. So you will see majority of the population is falling under this category, which is the seventh category, which is the middle class category. The eighth category, unfortunately to use the word, is called as poor, who have an income of less than 2.5 lakh per annum, and the most unfortunate part is a good number of Indian households actually fall under these categories. As I said, don't consider India to be the metros and the mini metros which we are talking about. The major India is still in those backward villages. Though much to the dismay of viewers, 90% or more of earning Indian population falls unfortunately in category 7 or 8. And the definition of monetary success actually barely starts from the category 6, who actually struggle getting into the terminology of success with an average 20 lakh savings per year for minimum 15 to 20 years. The real reckoning of being into monetary success starts from category 5, which is 7 crores net worth, which as we have already discussed, obviously liability free, and grows in strength till the category 4, which is equivalent to 10 crores net worth, who then live a lifestyle at their own terms, both pre and post retirement. Obviously, Surbhi, you will appreciate the fact that category 3 to 1 are exceptional achievers and fall under the category of super wealthy, and so also in the terms of monetary success. Only catch where here, which we are talking about, is that the definition of the net worth in terms of wealth mark of an household is to be understood. Just to reiterate, that household total net worth represents the total value of assets, both financial as well as non-financial assets, minus the total value of outstanding liabilities, households, including loan for home, education, business, marriage, and any other loans which have been taken for other purposes. Surbhi, in short, if your son or daughter on his or her 18th birthday asks for a premium car which is costing 40 lakh rupees, you have achieved some monetary peaks or some monetary success. By saying this, I am not trying to be relative out here. To give him the car on his 18th birthday is completely your prerogative. But the very fact that he or she actually dared or was able or thought that he or she can ask you for a car on his or her 18th birthday, that means, Surbhi, you have changed your life. You have achieved some peaks, you have achieved some heights in your life. Surbhi, as I said earlier, to give it or not to him or her is solely your perspective.
If the viewers are interested in any further details to be read in terms of percentage of wealth distribution in India as per World Inequality Report 2022, India, you can access published data in various leading newspapers highlighting the intensity of wealth inequality that prevails in India. Charu sir, what do you feel about the inequality prevailing in India?
Surbhi, though I do not totally agree that this inequality is completely for the bipolar society which has been created by the feudal systems and domination of few which is prevailing in India. Understand that renowned British bureaucrat Winston Churchill once said, "Equality of mankind is a myth. Equality of opportunity is a possibility." So, it's essentially for the mindset many people carry, as no one can disagree that there is no dearth of opportunity that knocks one's door. Let me ask, for how many of us the following news remains Latin or Spanish? Let's take a news which was being published in one of the newspapers, that rupee depreciation is an indicator of strong dollar, not about weak economy for India. I'll take up the second statement. Next few months are critical for the hawkish stance of US Federal Reserves. The third statement or the third news, higher fiscal deficits and its impact on bond markets. So, aren't they Latin and Spanish?
They are.
Global, let us take one more. Global corporate net debt has fallen while there seems to be higher funding cost. Or like this one, which is very commonly seen nowadays, oil has opened the third quarter on a volatile footing as concerns about the potential recession rattled financial markets. Let's take the sixth one on crypto. Crypto volumes slump, the future of crypto in India and globally. These and many more, Surbhi, such important news have been flashed, and no doubt they have a larger macro impact on India as well as on the world economies. Yet, these news are Latin and Spanish to a common Indian. Hardly a few of them they are able to relate to. For them, these have no direct or that matter immediate or even long-term impact. The very thought that these can have any impact on their life is an elusive thought for them. And Surbhi, it is right. For most of us, and rightly so, it's how to secure our own family's future in any of these macroeconomic conditions and try to grow and live a great life, grow rich becomes a priority. And most of us turn to the easiest option, that is to reduce expenses during such macroeconomic situations, save in bits and parts. You know, in Marathi we have this saying that दात कोरून पोट भरता येत नाही. So Surabhi, what it means is that you cannot suffice your hunger by dislodging stuck food in between the teeth. By saving, Surabhi, no one has ever become rich. Don't you feel that such thought process is only a result of individual crutches we create for our own life as we lead it? Instead, you need to consistently earn more to build your net worth at every stage of your career to be rich and be successful monetarily. I'm a firm believer that you cannot copy paste anybody's life, especially that of a successful person. If you try doing so, you will always land up having your mind, brain and feet been copied and pasted at the wrong place, and the picture, Surabhi, which you will create is a distorted one, the one which cannot be presented to anybody. Copy pasting ways of a successful person can provide momentary inspiration. But remember, where our day ends, it's the beginning for most those who are successful. Where they toil for 16 to 18 hours a day with many sleepless nights, while many others conveniently blame Surabhi for circumstances and their destiny. Unfortunately, we hate when others around us become successful. To be very frank, a constructive envy to possess if it helps us evaluate ourselves with that of competition, or else it can be a destructive envy to possess if it confirms that we lack the ability to compete.
I feel an unsuccessful individual mostly connects to the thought that I need no change, others do, or it's difficult, I can't change. Sir, I remember these lyrics that best describe the above. How can you fight wind? How can you smash the mountains? How can you bury the ocean? And as you say, Charu sir, how can you change a man who thinks he needs no change while the entire world does?
Surabhi, let's appreciate that this is great news for those who want to be successful. Much larger populace falls in the earlier category. Let me narrate one such incident that depicts how conveniently one blames circumstances and destiny for not progressing and scaling heights in life. Surabhi, let me narrate one of these real life incidents for a person, a youth named Dinesh. He was working with an IT industry. He got married and to a beautiful girl named Veena. And people used to say that ये बोलते हैं ना कौन सा हेवन में बनाया हुआ जोड़ा वाला concept was there. After they came from and 10 days holidays after their honeymoon, Dinesh was about to leave for office and Veena was trying to coax and say, एक दिन आज छुट्टी ले लो ना, कहाँ Dinesh, why are you going to the office? Dinesh was very particular about this aspect and he said, nahi yaar Veena, there is a lot of work which is pending. So it is very important that I should go today to the office. So with a heavy and a somber thoughts and mood, he took his bike and started to his office, which was almost about 10 kilometers away. Now, while on his way, he could see a lot of trucks. And आपको मालूम है इंडियन ट्रक्स के पीछे बहुत सारी शायरी रहती है जो which are very famous. ट्रक के पीछे वाली शायरी. So while he was passing so many trucks, the thought what Veena said, आज छुट्टी ले लेते यार, it would have been fun, we could have spent time together, was still lingering in his mind. And during that moment, one of the trucks said, साजन घर कब आओगे? The shairi was saying, साजन घर कब आओगे? And this thought which Veena said to him, कि आज छुट्टी ले लो यार सजना, आज क्यों जा रहे हो ऑफिस, actually came to the mind and it kept on lingering in his mind. And he couldn't stop thinking about this thought. So what he did was he took a U-turn and went back home. And Veena was aghast and surprised, pleasantly surprised to see Dinesh, and she said, लोग जो बोलते हैं कि हम लोग की जोड़ी भगवान ने ऊपर ही बनाई है is actually a fact. So they spent their entire evening that day. They spent they had dinner together. They had probably the lunch together, and Veena was so happy about the entire aspect. Now this, after few years, Dinesh continued to skip his work on a regular basis. And Veena suddenly realized after few years that all those people who were working along with Dinesh, the colleagues of his, were propelling up and achieving great heights, while Dinesh remained to be an executive at the IT company. The only thing now Dinesh used to come back from office would used to be complaining about how his boss or his senior was actually not treating him well. He was saying that how others got increment and he got the least increment in the office. And he continued to creep about the situation which was been there and continued to skip office regularly. When Veena looked at the progress of Dinesh's colleagues, she was actually now finding not very amusing that Dinesh is skipping office and cribbing entirely and everything about the office and his seniors. Now she started getting this feeling, साजन आप घर क्यों आते हो? उससे अच्छा आपकी मन की नहीं तो एटलीस्ट दुनिया की तो सोचो. Surbi, so I believe into the statement by Daryanda Jones, a wonderful statement which she made. Life is not a fairy tale. If you lose your shoe during midnight, that means nothing else, you have drunk. So it's not a Cinderella story. Life, when people seeing that it would be a fairy tale for them, it is not true. So friends, if you have noted that you are for long time sitting idle on a growth path, don't blame circumstances around you. It might that you have surrendered to your fixed mindset. Let's not pretend that it's only for the circumstances that you do not scale professional and personal heights.
I have seen many individuals age group 35 to 45 who are convinced that I have everything in me to succeed. Only problem lies that the entire world is against me, not allowing me to showcase my talent and contribute. They feel their bosses are sabotaging their career path. The organization needs to relook into their strategy to progress. The office facilities and amenities are not good. They are not getting paid as well as they should be. Their increments are below par. They continue to give excuses and crib about what's not good in their life and how they were destined to be great but were born in the wrong era and wrong place. And excuse after excuse sabotages the possibility of changing one's life.
You are right, Surbi, by saying it must be that he is talented or he was fortunate to achieve what he has in life is a convenient prejudice for somebody else's success. We should appreciate his grit that must have made him extraordinary. These individuals, by calling someone who has achieved peak in their life, saying that it is a divine gift or they were lucky, mentally, as you rightly said, decide that there is no space for them to compete. And in their heydays of career, continue to say day in and day out, I am born with bad luck, a bad destiny. My destiny is the world's worst destiny. Surbi, you will agree that in Hindus, we have this 33 crore gods, or what we call as 33 koti Bhagwan. Imagine a person who is continuously reciting about this aspect and as if he is praying and saying every time that my destiny is the worst destiny, I am born in the wrong family, I am born in the wrong era, मेरा नसीब ही सबसे खराब है. Imagine any one of these 33 koti Bhagwan, or what we call as 33 koti Bhagwan, any one, while he is reciting this negativity which has been there, while he is moving from top, accepts these prayers or accept his recites and he says Tathastu. Imagine the kind of journey and the life journey which this kind of individuals will spend. What happens next is that these individuals then continue to live a life of a cribber and loser that you were never destined for. In short, we enjoy listening to challenges faced by others who turn out to be successful, yet rarely want to face them when it comes upfront.